KwaZulu-Natal Premier Sihle Zikalala has visited families of the 6 women who were found dead in the sugarcane fields in UMthwalume on the south coast.
While commemorations for the slain women continue, police are continuing their search for more bodies. For more, we're joined live now by Newzroom Afrika's Karinda. Jagmohan. Karinda, good evening to you. What's the latest from there? What's the Premier, Sihle Zikalala, been saying?
Good evening to you. Well, the Premier has visited families of the victims, women who were found in sugarcane fields since March. Now, when he visited the families, he said that there had been increased police visibility in the area since the police minister had addressed and engaged with the community. And following that, following complaints about the local police station that's around 10 kilometers from the community of UMthwalume, he says that the station commander of the police station has been removed and replaced, as well as more resources deployed to that particular police station. However, during his visit, we spoke with family members of victims, the women who were found dead, many of them saying that they still do not feel safe in the area. Women, when conducting their daily tasks, venturing out into the community, have to constantly look over their shoulder, fearing that they could be attacked, fearing the scourge of gender-based violence. Now, a 6th body was found over the weekend. The police commissioner has told us, or rather the police commissioner in KwaZulu-Natal has told us that this murder is not linked to the 5 murders we've seen happen since March this year. The woman's body was found burnt, only her watch as evidence that could identify her. So DNA evidence will identify her and help to track down her family. However, police say it's not linked to serial killings. Despite this, that community is still living in fear. They want a more permanent police station. They only have so far a mobile police station set up in the community. So as the story unfolds, they're looking for more resources to safeguard the women and, of course, the children in the area as we see more bodies being uncovered. Police continuing with their search, scouring the fields of UMthwalume in case of more bodies lying in the midst of sugarcane fields.
I mean, Karinda, we know, for example, how important the first 48 hours are after a death in terms of trying to find and trying to start an investigation, find the killer. The longer that this goes on, the longer that we find that we're just getting no new information, it's going to get harder and harder to get to the bottom of this.
Indeed. In fact, when the news broke, when the 5th body of a woman was found last month, the police minister had to deploy a national investigative team to look into what was happening in UMthwalume. And now that that has happened, more resources deployed in the area, the community is, of course, supposed to have that reassurance that now going forward, there's police visibility as well as more impact in terms of finding missing persons. Like you say, the 48 hours, the most crucial. However, still, what the community says is this weekend, yet another body was discovered. So many of the families of victims saying that they don't see the promises being made. They're not seeing that police visibility, and that is the issue here. And it's not just UMthwalume. There are many rural towns that depend on police stations quite a distance away from that community. Many residents having to take public transport to lay a complaint or a criminal charge, and of course that impacting their own means to go ahead and seek police services. So this is a major issue that residents are experiencing, and like we discussed earlier, the mobile police station that's been set up in UMthwalume, one step closer to reassure residents of safety, but again, not enough. The residents need more there, especially because of the outbreak of gender-based violence. We know, though, government officials have been in and out of this area with anti-GBV campaigns. The Premier told Newzroom Afrika earlier today that this will continue in the area. Of course, we need to see or hear from residents themselves over the next few weeks how exactly atmosphere is going to change in that town following the spate of murders. And I must tell you as well, families having given up on seeking justice for the death of their loved ones following the suicide of the key suspect in this case. So they've also given up in that regard. So over the next few weeks now, we wait to see what will happen in UMthwalume. Will the apparent increased police visibility and changes to the local police station have any effect really on how residents are continuing with their daily lives?